Owemishe, Tavakimishe, Tanakimishe. Say one when the Tawa straight draft. Tawa, what two hiname, Haima, show me Hanum station. Okay? Wait free, the Ouija Wanishe. Tapu, Diko, Tuna. It's Tawa. 2 miljoen kunnen te zijn wat je mis kan je krijgen het deze jaar na usje nood gaat er koopje staan kunnen te schaapje Hanno had die thuis jas dat was het jas dat was het was Hanno had die thuis jas goed in je katot in je het zou je me zeggen wat zes Hanno niet was ik. Good morning, good afternoon, Pueblo of Laguna members. This is Governor Herrera, and on behalf of the Pueblo of Laguna Tribal Council and our communities here of Siama, Parahi, Ensenal, Wadi, Laguna, Masita, our 6 Pueblo communities, we send to you our greetings and our regards. Again, the purpose of this communication, this video, is to present to you a message from our tribal leadership. And I've been asked and given that support by our tribal council to offer this. Again, we are at a time where communication is going to be our tool, it's going to be our helper in regard to important information and build an understanding. But I think overall building trust in each of us that through this, what we're recognizing as a emergency health situation, regarded as a worldwide pandemic, that we too here at Laguna must do our part to be a partner with worldwide jurisdictions, governments, national, state, our brother and sister Pueblos, and here among our Pueblo of Laguna community. So with that, let me begin by sharing with you what has transpired very recently in our last special tribal council meeting that we held on March 20th, yesterday. So if you allow me, I will read from our declaration that we enacted and was authorized to sign. And again, I was given this support and consent by the tribal council to declare and sign this declaration, which has already been made public, but also to give you some of the language that we enacted in order for us to go forth with our efforts here at the Pueblo. So with that, if you allow me, I will read from the document. So the heading of the document is titled Declaration of Public Health Emergency for the Pueblo of Laguna due to incidents of the novel coronavirus, COVID-19 in areas surrounding the Pueblo. And with that, I'll read 4 specific points from the declaration. Number 1, a public health state of emergency is hereby declared for all land subject to the jurisdiction of the Pueblo of Laguna in response to the incidents of COVID-19 in the Southwest. This state of emergency shall remain in effect until further notice. Number 2, the Pueblo of Laguna Emergency Operations Center, EOC, shall be fully operational to coordinate with local, state, and federal agencies to provide resources necessary to minimize physical and economic harm to the Pueblo of Laguna. All Pueblo employees, departments, programs, entities, and enterprises shall continue to adhere closely to directives, instructions, and policies communicated directly and through the EOC. Number 3, the Pueblo administration and Pueblo departments shall continue to provide essential public safety, welfare, and other required services. Each department, director or program manager shall define the level of staffing required to maintain essential services. Each department shall develop a plan wherein necessary employees may work from home to the extent practicable, and all others may be placed on leave for the duration. Declaration subject to funding as may be made available to the Pueblo state or the federal government. For all residents and employees of the Pueblo are encouraged and should sign up for the Laguna Emergency Notification System for alerts using the Pueblo's website. These are 4 of the main elements that have been enacted in this declaration. And so I will go further to some of the other considerations that we offer in this message. The Public Health Emergency Declaration, again, enables us as a Pueblo, as with other governments, to be given the access to funding at the federal level, at the state, and also within our Pueblo of Laguna structure. Not only funding, but resources that will enable us to prepare, be prepared, and to navigate through this pandemic situation. We're fortunate that Laguna has always relied on its faith and prayer and what we know to be our blessings that our Creator, our Mother has created for us, our Father God has blessed us with. And we're relying on those as our faith and belief to also give us the strength, protections, the community, the well-being, everything that we're seeking in a good way to continue to see those blessings and positive outcomes here in our own Pueblo communities. The declaration also enables us to open what we're referring to as the Emergency Operations Center. And this, right now, under the declaration, even prior to this, I've given the authorization to have it fully operational. And this has been already since partial operation open in February, and it's currently open at a full operational level. So at this center is where we're, our team, among our partners in the community, our programs, are gathering information and communicating that information in different communication networks and means, so that we can also inform our communities as to where we are with this partnership with everyone, but also to make sure that we do our part. So as I move forward now, there are concerns, questions being asked, and we've had those discussions also within our governmental structure here. A lot of those regard to tribal government overall and the operations of the Pueblo. And for this message, currently, our tribal government is functioning. With that, we are undergoing that review and analysis as to what our next steps would be in regard to how we fully engage with a lot of the precautions that are coming through from the worldwide organizations, from the national or federal government, the state level, cities such as our neighbors, as Albuquerque and Grants. So within Laguna, we are very mindful that we do need to address and decide how we're going to implement many of these operational levels. We do have available right now some of the communications that have been developed with our local team, and we have our Pueblo of Laguna website. This video is being put on the Pueblo of Laguna homepage. A lot of people refer to it as the Pueblo of Laguna homepage for our website, and this is where you can begin to reach out and look for some of that information. Some of the essential services, for example, that are being asked of us, the status, are areas such as transportation. Right now, our transportation is still being provided, but again, we're having to look at how we will need to, in a sense, scale down some of those transportation needs because of the emphasis being on we also need to do our part to make sure we provide for the well-being, the safety, and protections of our people. As we know, transportation is a key element with our Shasta shuttle and other means. And so some of these areas we're continuing to provide those services, but could keep up to date as we put out more messages. And in the context of this first video message, this is one of many that we'll put out for our Laguna people so that we can keep the information flowing and give you the updates that I know you expect of us and that we're required to do in regard to this, the current status of the health. So other areas that have been questioned by us are retail facilities. For our own Laguna Development Corporation, they've expressed their own decisions on closures and how they're going to also keep open such facilities as the retail venues. And specific to the three that are important to our community here are the food venues, such as the marketplace, grocery store, the diner, and also the travel centers, which provide gas and retail items for our local community. Currently, those are still operational, and we look to the corporation to continue to monitor and analyze those operations, and they will also be in a position with us to let us know if there's any more closures or any more decisions regarding those. But currently, we're in a position to still offer those to our Pueblo of Laguna. The next element that I like to speak to or present is the area of what a lot of people are concerned with is, what about the medical? What about the health of our Pueblo of Laguna community? We want to, again, empower you and enable you that there's a lot of official information, and I want to stress that. We need to be mindful that there's a lot of different information, different opinions, interpretations, and we don't want to get caught up in that. And my encouragement to all of us is to look to official notifications that we can trust, that can give us that guidance, the direction, the information, and the guidance, that we need to work through this. And particularly in regard to medical, the emphasis on call first. This has been encouraged, this has been put out there that to call first. If you experience the symptoms of cough, fever, shortness of breath, make sure that you seek medical attention. But call first. We are being provided information that worldwide, national, state, locally, even ACL, there's that reference to being bombarded. That's people that are reacting, people that are responding in their own way. Again, we ask to always stay calm, stay informed, help one another, be cautious, yes, and use the precautions and follow those precautions in any manner. That's good advice. That's good practice. That's in a sense, that's the way we're going to have to work through this emergency. Also, if you have appointments, your normal health appointments, and also in regard to prescriptions, do that also. Call first, but also make sure that you check to see if your appointment is still scheduled, that your prescriptions, if there's an opportunity for you to go and pick them up, or they ask you to maybe think about them delivering to some of you, which some of you receive those in that manner through our programs, such as community health and wellness. Those things are still available to all of us, but we need to make sure we call and find out before we react or respond in a manner that now we're going to have to think about how we approach that. So some of the prevention methods, again, that we're looking to, and really the emphasis is along these lines, that we know that the advisement, the expectation of all of us is always to be a good community member and take care of your community, yourself, your family. We already know this. This is the time that we now have to practice that and encourage that, demonstrate that even more among our Pueblo of Laguna communities, our families, our households. So this area of social distancing, that terminology is very, very common now. The distance you put between each other, in workplace, in public events, all those things. I think that's been accepted now, that we have to use those cautions and advisement. So right now it's 6 feet from each other, avoid crowds or more than 10 people in various communications. We've all heard that. Again, we're stressing that. That's good practice. Again, those precautions of frequent hand washing, that is a given. Covering the cough. If you sneeze into a tissue or a napkin, or better yet, sneeze into your elbow, your garment, that is encouraged. And then, of course, the cleanliness aspect of frequent cleaning of our surfaces, of the places that we touch, cell phones, door handles, even the carts at the grocery store. We all know surfaces that we're going to be touching, but we need to make sure we practice those cleanliness expectations of us all. And so, again, just to wind down to where we are sending this initial message, contact information is going to be crucial, that we all know what we can trust and rely on in regard to where do we then go to get contact information. And so I'll cite a few of these. So right now we have the Pueblo of Laguna website, which is the COVID-19 information. And there's been publications that have been developed with our team that have done a very outstanding job of gathering that information, summarizing it, and putting it out so that it is something that is more specific to Laguna. And then, of course, there's other communications out there, but look for those that are official. That's what we need to rely on. We do have the Laguna Community Alert System, which we can sign up, and we're encouraging everyone to sign up at the Pueblo of Laguna website, and that's available. Some that do not have access to technology or phones or ways to communicate via those, we're encouraging that you reach out to your village officials. They are receiving the information. They'll be able to help you, direct you, give you updates, but also they can help you with some of these information sources. So we encourage you to do that at your village level. Again, there's been very specific flyers that have been developed and are on the Pueblo of Laguna website. Encouragement to avoid this negative aspect of, the hearsay, the gossip, our own opinions, that is not what we endorse. That's not what we encourage, but we ask you to be mindful of that, to diminish and minimize that, because that's not helping the effort. It's only providing confusion and misinformation. So we ask you to go to official notification and the information that's provided. A Pueblo of Laguna hotline is being developed to keep you informed, and again, is in following messages and communications like this, we will be putting out more information very, very timely. And of course, overall, is we want to make sure that we emphasize that let's help keep our elders, our children, our families informed and keep them safe. Let's look out for each other and be the Laguna community and family that we know we can be. And it just reminds us again, in that sense, the Laguna way of being calm, stay informed, and help one another. So with that, this is the message that I hope that is provided to you in a good way, that all of us can continue to be mindful of. And so with that, okay, Sawa Jamesha, Sanu Jamesha, okay, Noya Strakani, Wasaniko, Aitine Kama, Treati, and Tame, so, Na Sawa Jamesha, Duma Yuna, Abuna Mastros, Kenny Namastros, Naya Wish, that's Bashus go money, go Bashuni Janastros, that's Duma Yuna. That's Amuma Nitra Nastros. Na Alicia Gatana, Hupista, Lopta Nastros. That's Dumayuna, Tawa, Mate, Chat, Winneska, Kunata, Luke, Chanastros, Dumayun, Savajem, Savajem. Hasta me, Ume. Jack we up, Jews. Bashus go money. No shit, Sati Masao James. Satan Jack Jews. Kayash and Joy Shop Jews. It is 2 Jimmy Master Scooter, training, Sao James. Down Doctor, Down Pair.